Good morning, teacher and classmates. Today I'm going to talk about the book I chose, The Notebook, written by Nicholas Sparks. The book is right in two times, in past and in present. And the book starts with Noah, who is an old man who lives in a house for elderly with his wife Ali. So every morning Noah took the notebook and goes to Ali's room to start to read the story. And the story he uh, read to her starts with Noah in 1936, the year which Noah graduated from high school. And one night Noah went to a festival when he with his friend Finn and Finn's girlfriend. And there were Ali too, who was new in town because she were there for spend summer. And Noah and Ali start to talk about, and after that night they become inseparable. So they spend every day together. They start a relationship, and one night Noah took Ali to a house, an old house that he wants to buy and fix it because it was destroyed. And Ali told to Noah that she wants to become an artist because she likes to paint. And they uh, that night the both of them lost their virginity. And then at midnight, Noah drive to Ali's house, but the next morning, Ali's parents decide to come back to Charleston, so the she goes. And then pass 14 years, and in Noah's life, he went to no, he worked at a different company, and before goes to work, he worked in a company and was a good worker and helped to make successful that company. So he decided to go to the war and the first uh, World War. And then when the war finished and he comes back to New Bern, and he discovered that his previous boss passed away and left some money for him. So he decides to buy his dream house and fix it. So he did that, and when the house was already finished, his dad passed away, so he was alone in that beautiful house. But he has a good friend, Gus, who was an old man and also was his neighbor. So once a week, Gus goes to Noah's house. They spend time at the porch, and he told to Gus his story with Ali. And in Ali's life, she, while was the war, she was a nurse, a volunteer in a hospital, and then she met Lon, and she started a relationship with him, and they are engaged. But one night that she was at her parents' house with Lon, she was reading the newspaper and saw an article about Noah and how he fixed that old house. And feel she was surprised about that article, and she feels that she needs to go to New Bern and saw the house and talk with Noah. But she felt confused but because she is in love with Lon. But she also discovered that the feelings that she had for Noah there are still in her heart. So she decides to go to New Bern and said to Lon that she will make some shopping for the wedding or things for her, and she will go to the coast to an antiquariat store. So she took her car and go to New Bern. When she arrived there, she goes to a hotel and she feels confused and she thinks that it was a bad idea, but she also knew she needs to do that. So the next day she goes to uh, Noah house and saw that the house was so beautiful and there was none. So they start to talk about what happened in their life after those 14 years. And Alice told to him that she's engaged with a successful lawyer and she is in love. And Noah invite Ali to have a dinner in his house. So she accepts and he cooks for her and was at midnight when Ali goes back to the hotel and the receptionist uh, uh, said to her that Lon called 4 times to her and in that point Lon feel that something strange what happened because Ali didn't answer his calls and also he knew a little bit about Alice's story with Noah and when she said she will go to coast he can imagine about what was that. So the next day because when Ali and Noah was having the dinner, uh, Noah said to Ali that he wants to take Ali to uh, a place that she never goes before. So the next morning, Ali goes to Noah's house, and Noah said that maybe wouldn't be a good idea to go to this place because will rain and because they need to have a boat to because that place was in the middle of the lake. But she said that she wants to go, so they goes. And when they were at that place, it was like a place with a lot of trees, and there were a lot of birds. And they start to talk about the story, and if they remember what they spent together and things like that. And Noah asked to Ali why she never replied the letters he sent to her, but she said she didn't receive any letter. So the both of them realized that maybe Ali's mom uh, took the letters. And when there started to rain, so they decided to go back to the house and they were so wet. So Noah decides to took a, a clothes of him and give to Ali so she can change. And Noah shows to Ali that she that he still have a pain that Ali gave to him that summer. So their feelings, they start to like uh, discover again those feelings. So they start to kissing and make love in the living room, and they spend all that night together. So the next day at morning they were having breakfast when someone knocked the door and was Alice's mom. She said to Noah that she likes him, but she knew that she wasn't the guy that she wants to her daughter, and said to Ali that Lon was on his own way to New Bern, so she needs to decide to have a choice, and said that he, she took the letters because she was thinking about Ali's future. So uh, Noah said to Ali to please stay with her, to think in what she wants, not in the things others want to her. So she decides to go to the hotel to find Elon, and the story finished with Ali in her car because her mom finally gave all the letters that Noah write to her. That was that was one 365 letter because he write one letter in a whole year for her, and she write the last letter he wrote to her, so she knew what will be her decision. So the story finished in that Alice outside the hotel, and the old Ali asked Noah if he knew the persons about the story. He said yes, and the old Ali said that she thinks that she uh, heard the story before, and they spend the whole afternoon talking about the story, and at night Noah prepared a dinner for Ali, and Ali, because Ali had Alzheimer, so uh, Noah tries to read the story to Ali to help her to remember him. So when they were at that dinner, she recovered her memory and said to Noah to please forget her because she get lost and forget him. So, but that was like only 5 minutes, and then Ali lost her memory again and started in like a panic attack. And there, the nurses and the doctor put her some medicine to calm down her. And Noah feels so bad about Ali. So the nurse said to him that it's better for her that he will go to his room, and when he was at his room, he started to read all the letters that Ali wrote to him, and also the letters he wrote to Ali. And then he had a heart attack, so he spent a few days at the hospital, and when he come back, was night. So because he miss Ali and he wants to see her, against that he knew that he isn't allowed to him to saw her at night. He tried to go when a nurse discovered him and said that she knows that the love they have helps to uh, Ali to remember him again, and she also knew that it's bad idea to go to Alice's room, but the nurse said that she will go downstairs to some coffee, so please don't do any foolish. And now I realized that the nurse said that to help him because she already had a cup of coffee, sorry. So he decides to go to Alice's room. She was asleep and, and kiss her cheek. But when he do that, she woke up and Ali recognized him, so said to him that she loves him, she loves him and please forget, forget her to lose her memory. And he said that she don't need to worry and they love that he loves her. So Ali said to him to please sleep with her. So the both of them were together in the bed when passed away, and the book finished in that moment. The both of them pass away together, and yeah, that's all. I really love the book. I already saw the movie, but I think the book is most romantic. The story is so beautiful. I think the story teaches about true love, and when a person is for you, doesn't matter what happened in your life or how many time pass, that if that person is for you, will come back to you. So thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, let me know. I will answer you. Thank you.